welcome back to the SRD Success Podcast. I'm your host, Domi, and today we're going to talk about something that's fundamental to every entrepreneur's journey, goal setting. But we're not just going to rehash the same old advice you've heard a million times. We're going to challenge the conventional wisdom and explore a more audacious approach to setting goals. If there's one thing we know about goal setting, it's that your goals have to be smart, right? After all, that's what we've been told for years. The only thing that matters is that your goals are SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. While that looks great on paper, and clearly it's easy to remember, it doesn't go far enough for those who want to achieve big things. Think about it. Do you want to be stuck with attainable and realistic goals when what you really dream about is a 3-day workweek, frequent international travel, and enough money to fund a mission trip, or 3? Seems pretty clear that those safe, smart goals aren't going to get you there. In fact, they might even do worse than simply not get you there. They may actively hold you back. Let's start by looking at why the traditional SMART goals, while not inherently bad, can be limiting. The problem lies in the attainable and realistic components. These terms encourage us to set goals within our comfort zones, within what we already know is possible. But entrepreneurship is about pushing boundaries, about exploring uncharted territory. It's about dreaming big and making the impossible possible. Consider what happens when you set an attainable goal of earning 10% more than you did last year. You might work 10% more. You might spend 10% more on ads or product creation. You might even reach out to 10% more potential clients. And you'll likely earn about 10% more. Not bad, you say. After all, that was your goal. But did that 10% goal inspire you to work harder? Or did it create a subconscious ceiling on your earning potential that you're unable to break through? Did it spark innovation, creativity, and a relentless drive to find new and better ways of doing things? Probably not. It kept you safely within the lines you had already drawn for yourself. This is the insidious nature of realistic goals. They can create a sense of complacency, a feeling that you've done enough, that you've reached your limit. They can stifle your ambition and prevent you from exploring the full extent of your potential. Rather than focusing on attainable and realistic goal setting, savvy entrepreneurs know that the key to incredible success lies in creating lofty goals that feel out of reach, maybe even unattainable. They don't strive to earn 10% more than last year. They want 50% or even 100% more. They stretch themselves. They find new and better ways to do things, so they don't have to work twice as hard, but they remain open to the possibility of doing so, at least in the short term, when it's necessary. Think about the entrepreneurs you admire. They didn't achieve greatness by playing it safe. They took risks, they challenged the status quo, and they set goals that seemed impossible to others. They dared to dream big, and they refused to let anyone tell them what was realistic. When you set audacious goals, you force yourself to think differently. You can't rely on the same old strategies and tactics. You have to innovate, to find new solutions, to explore uncharted territories. You have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone and embrace the unknown. Of course, you cannot simply declare crazy goals and expect the universe to hand them to you. And that's exactly why putting aside those SMART goals is so smart. When you shun the attainable in favor of the, holy cow, how will I ever do that? Goal setting, you push yourself beyond those self-imposed limits and reach for the stars. Sure, you might not double your income, but you're almost guaranteed to do better than a mere 10% increase. So push your boundaries. Set big, audacious goals. Even if you fail, you'll be much further ahead than those SMART goals would leave you. Now let's delve deeper into what makes these audacious goals so effective. They're not just about setting a number or a target. They're about creating a vision, a compelling picture of what you want to achieve. They're about tapping into your deepest desires and aspirations. When you set a visionary goal, you're not just thinking about the outcome. You're thinking about the impact, the transformation, the legacy you want to create. You're connecting with your why, the driving force behind your entrepreneurial journey. These goals are often tied to something bigger than yourself. They're about making a difference in the world, about contributing to something meaningful. They're about leaving a lasting impact. When you connect with this deeper purpose, your goals become more than just targets. They become a source of inspiration, a driving force that propels you forward even when faced with challenges and setbacks. So, how do we craft these audacious goals? How do we move beyond the limitations of the SMART framework? Let's explore some key elements. When we talk about audacious goals, the first thing that really jumps out is that they've got to be visionary. You can't just throw a number out there and hope it sticks. It's about painting this vivid picture in your mind, right? Think about it. What you really want to achieve. And more importantly, what kind of impact do you want to make? It's not just about hitting a revenue target. It's about changing the game, leaving a mark. And then, these goals? They've got to be challenging. If you're not feeling a little bit of that, oh boy, can I actually do this? Feeling, you're probably playing it too safe. These goals should stretch you, push you to grow, force you to learn new things. They're the kind of goals that make you feel a little uncomfortable, but in a good way, because you know it's where the magic happens. These goals also have to be inspiring. They've got to light a fire under you. You know that feeling when you're just so pumped about something you can't wait to get started? That's what your goals should do. If they're not making you feel that way, it's time to rethink them. They've got to fuel your drive and get you excited to jump out of bed in the morning. And they've got to be meaningful. They've got to resonate with your core values, your purpose. If your goals don't align with what you truly care about, it's going to be tough to stay motivated when things get tough. They've got to be connected to the bigger picture. Now, just because they're big and audacious doesn't mean they're just pie-in-the-sky dreams. They've also got to be actionable. You have to be able to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Think things like, okay, how do I actually start working towards this? What's the first thing I can do today, tomorrow? It's about creating a roadmap, even if it's a rough one. And even with these huge goals, you still need to know if you're making progress. That's where measurability comes in. You've got to have some way to track your wins and see how far you've come. It's about celebrating those milestones, even the small ones. But here's the thing. Life happens, right? Things change, markets shift, new opportunities pop up. That's why these goals need to be flexible. Deadlines are great, but don't be afraid to adjust them if you need to. Focus on the progress, not just the end result. And finally, these goals are going to test you. That's why they need to be resilient. You're going to face setbacks, roadblocks, maybe even some failures. It's about being able to adapt, pivot, and keep moving forward. The path to achieving something big is never a straight line. It's about bouncing back, learning, and growing from every challenge. So it's not just about setting some crazy big goal and hoping for the best. It's about crafting goals that are visionary, challenging, inspiring, meaningful, actionable, measurable, flexible, and resilient. It's about creating a roadmap to your dreams and being ready to adapt and grow along the way. Now, let's get practical. How do we translate these principles into actionable steps? When we consider the practical steps to implementing these audacious goals, it's not simply about dreaming big. It's about structuring that vision into a tangible plan. So, let's walk through the process. First, you must identify your vision. This is the foundational piece. It's about gaining clarity on your long-term aspirations. What do you truly want to achieve? And, perhaps more importantly, what impact do you wish to create? This isn't just about a financial target. It's about defining the legacy you want to leave. From this vision, you can then brainstorm audacious goals. Here, there should be no restraint. Allow your imagination to soar. Ask yourself, if limitations were non-existent, what would I pursue? This exercise is about uncovering your deepest ambitions without the constraints of perceived realities. Next, it's crucial to prioritize and select a few key goals. Attempting to pursue every audacious idea simultaneously is counterproductive. Choose 2 or 3 goals that resonate most strongly, allowing for focused effort and sustained momentum. Once selected, these goals need to be broken down into smaller, manageable steps. This is where you create a practical roadmap, outlining milestones and establishing deadlines. This process transforms abstract ambitions into concrete, actionable tasks. Following this, you can then develop a detailed plan. This involves outlining the strategies and tactics you will employ to achieve your goals. Identify the necessary resources, both tangible and intangible, required for success. Of course, planning without execution is futile. Therefore, it's essential to take consistent action. Even small incremental steps, when taken regularly, contribute significantly to progress. To ensure you remain on course, track your progress. Regular reviews allow for necessary adjustments and refinements. This is not about rigid adherence, but about informed adaptation. It's also vital to celebrate your wins. Acknowledge and appreciate every achievement, no matter how minor. This reinforces positive momentum and maintains motivation. Inevitably, setbacks will occur. It's crucial to embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Refrain from allowing fear to impede your progress. Finally, surround yourself with support. Build a network of mentors, coaches, and peers who can provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability. This support system is invaluable in navigating the challenges inherent in pursuing audacious goals. By adhering to these steps, you can transform your visionary aspirations into tangible achievements, navigating the entrepreneurial journey with purpose and resilience. And speaking of taking action, I'm excited to announce that we're going to be doing a 5-day goal-setting challenge on our Facebook page. That's right. For 5 days, we'll be providing daily prompts and exercises to help you craft your own powerful, audacious goals. We'll be walking through goal-setting steps together, so you'll have the support and guidance you need to make real progress. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity to really get hands-on and start implementing these strategies. So make sure you're following our Facebook page. There's a link in the episode description, and keep an eye out for the challenge announcement. The challenge will be starting on Monday, March 24th. You don't want to miss this. So, that covers the practical steps, but what about the mental part? Achieving audacious goals, as we've discussed, isn't solely about external strategies. It requires a profound internal transformation. This transformation begins with a fundamental mindset shift. First, it necessitates challenging limiting beliefs. We must become adept at identifying and scrutinizing the internal narratives that impede our progress. These are often deeply ingrained assumptions that whisper, "You can't," or "It's not possible." By questioning these beliefs, we create space for new, empowering perspectives. Central to this shift is embracing a growth mindset. This entails cultivating an unwavering belief in our capacity to learn and evolve. It's about recognizing that our abilities are not fixed, but rather malleable, capable of expansion through dedication and effort. Furthermore, we must cultivate resilience. Setbacks are inevitable on any ambitious journey. Developing the ability to recover from these challenges, to learn from them, and to persist is paramount. Resilience transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Additionally, practicing gratitude plays a crucial role. Shifting our focus from what we lack to what we possess fosters a sense of abundance and appreciation. This positive perspective fuels motivation and sustains us through periods of adversity. The power of visualizing success cannot be overstated. By vividly imagining ourselves achieving our goals, we create a mental blueprint for success. This practice aligns our subconscious with our aspirations, making them more attainable. Moreover, it's essential to take inspired action. This involves acting on our intuition and pursuing our passions with conviction. It's about moving beyond mere planning and translating our aspirations into tangible steps. Finally, we must cultivate patience and persistence. Achieving audacious goals requires time, dedication, and unwavering commitment. It's about understanding that the journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and maintaining steadfastness in the face of prolonged challenges. By embracing these mindset shifts, we lay the groundwork for transformative success, aligning our internal landscape with our external ambitions. If getting through these mental shifts is a challenge for you, you'll definitely want to check out our course called Brain Training for Success, which will teach you how to challenge those limiting beliefs and embrace a growth mindset. It's completely online, and because you're an SRD Success Podcast listener, you can get 10% off by using the code podcast at checkout. Check it out using the link in the episode description. Now, something we really need to emphasize here is that even with these grand, audacious goals, you can't be set in stone. It's about being flexible, adaptable. The entrepreneurial path, let's face it, is never a straight line. There are always going to be unexpected twists, turns, and opportunities that pop up. So, what does that flexibility really look like? Well, first off, it's about being open to change. You've got to embrace change as a constant. The moment you think you've got it all figured out, something's going to shift. That's just how business works. And speaking of shifts, it's crucial to adapt to market trends. You've got to stay informed and keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in your industry. If you're not willing to adjust your strategies as things change, you're going to get left behind. Then there's the whole thing about learning from feedback. You've got to be willing to listen to what mentors, customers, and even your peers are saying. Don't be afraid to take that feedback and use it to refine your approach, to make things better. And do your best to not take it personally. Honest, real feedback will only help you get better, even if it occasionally stings a little. And sometimes, you're just going to need to pivot. Don't be afraid to change direction if your initial plan isn't working. It's not about giving up. It's about being smart, being strategic. It's about being willing to say, okay, this isn't working. Let's try something else. Now, here's a big one. Prioritizing progress over perfection. You've got to focus on making consistent progress, even if it's not perfect. Don't get hung up on trying to make everything perfect right out of the gate. That's a surefire way to get stuck. And honestly, you've got to be kind to yourself. Realize that setbacks are a part of the process. It's not about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them, picking yourself up, and moving forward. Think of your goals like a compass, not a rigid map. They're meant to guide you, to point you in the right direction. But you've got to be willing to adjust your course as needed. Just like when you're hiking, you might have to take a detour around a fallen tree or a steep cliff. It's the same thing in business. It's about knowing where you want to go, but being flexible enough to adapt to the terrain along the way. Setting audacious goals is not about being unrealistic or delusional. It's about tapping into your true potential, challenging your limitations, and creating a life and business that truly inspires you. It's about moving beyond the safe and comfortable and embracing the extraordinary. Don't let the fear of failure or the opinions of others hold you back. Dare to dream big, set goals that ignite your passion, and take consistent action towards your vision. Remember, the journey itself is just as important as the destination. Embrace the challenges, learn from your mistakes, and celebrate your wins. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to achieve the impossible. When you set audacious goals, you send a powerful message to the universe. I am capable of more than I ever imagined. And when you believe that message, you unlock a world of possibilities. So, I challenge you today. What audacious goal will you set? What vision will you pursue? What impact will you make? Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for permission. Start today. Start now. Unleash your potential and create a life and business that truly reflects your dreams. And remember, if you need some help getting into the right mindset to set and achieve life-changing goals, check out our online course Brain Training for Success using the link in the episode description. And don't forget to follow our Facebook page so you can join in on our 5-day goal-setting challenge. Thank you for joining me on the SRD Success Podcast. I hope this episode has inspired you to set audacious goals and pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep believing in yourself, and keep building your entrepreneurial dreams.